Hello all, welcome to Borthakur Academy's this prelims session. Here we are going to analyze the kind of questions that are expected in terms of prelims. I'm faculty of geography in Borthakur Academy. My name is Mrityunjay Sharma, and today we are going to discuss the test series that we had conducted recently, a bit of analysis into some of the few questions which are asked in the test series, along with what is expected in the coming prelims, what may be the pattern of question that may be asked. So, first of all, I would like to say that to all the candidates, all the aspirants who are preparing for this year's prelims, that the prelims is just a sort of a mind game, and here two strategies that you have to follow, two things that you have to follow. That is, one is the conceptual clarity and second is the factual aspects. So conceptual clarity, for that you don't have much time right now at your disposal. Whatever you have learned, I hope you have got good concept in that. So you have got a good knowledge base as of now, and just revision is required. No new addition of information that you should do at the moment. Questions will be asked mostly from as a whole prelims, if I say, then mostly from current affairs, and then in terms of geography, the current issues or what are the factual aspects. Suppose let me start with the first question, that is the most spectacular belt of volcanism practically surrounds the Pacific belt and is referred to as, so it is a question of volcanism. So we can expect few questions on the theoretical aspects of volcanism, earthquakes, then a bit of some questions which are like part and parcel of plate tectonics, indirectly volcanism, earthquakes are also part of plate tectonics, plate movements, converging boundaries, diverging boundaries. Recently there was a earthquake in Syria, Turkey. So what is the plate boundary in that area? So all these things overall, from geographical point of view, if you want to understand, then let's say that we can have some understanding about the entire world. So first of all, the geological aspects, the tectonics, that we need to be very clear with, how the plates are aligned, so let's say that there are 7 major, 25 minor plates. So first of all, we have to see globally how the world looks like, and what are the, suppose, North American part, South American part, what is the connection, how the plates are getting aligned, how the plates are getting connected. Then in terms of like earthquakes, in terms of volcanism, how these plates are getting connected with each other. So we have a converging boundary between the Pacific plate and North American plate. Then we have also a converging boundary between the Eurasian plate and the African plate. So recent, that's Syria, Turkey earthquake can be connected with this part. We are also expecting, in news there was Joshimat, so that is because of the converging boundary between Indian plate and the Eurasian plate. So the answer to the most spectacular belt of volcanism practically surrounding the Pacific belt will be the Ring of Fire. So this part is called as Ring of Fire. Circum-Pacific belt, then we have the Mid-Atlantic belt, and the mid-continental belt. So if an area lies in this belt, it is most disastrous in terms of earthquakes and volcanoes. We can expect some disturbances, one or the other. Then metamorphic rocks, so we can expect some questions from like Himalayan mountain range is an example of residual mountain, folded mountain, block mountain, volcanic mountain. So obviously Himalayan mountain is a folded mountain. There are three types of mountains we know: folded mountains, block mountains, and then volcanic mountains. Residual mountain, like it's a residue after erosion, whatever is left out. So a volcanic mountain after erosion may also become a residual mountain. Tectonic mountain, block mountain can also become a residual mountain after erosion. So Himalayas have just got formed. So you cannot say that Himalayas mountains are residual mountain. They are not residue. They are just recent origin. So they are folded mountains. Metamorphic rocks originate from. So there has been a question in terms of rocks. We can expect some question on typically rocks. So we have three classifications of rocks. We have the sedimentary rocks, metamorphic rocks, and igneous rocks. Metamorphic, the primary rocks, we can say the primary rocks are igneous rocks and sedimentary rocks. So the rocks that are formed because of solidification of lava, that can be called as igneous rock, and the rocks that are formed by stratification, by the accumulation of sediments, that can be called as sedimentary rocks. Both of them under high temperature and high pressure can transform into metamorphic rock. So we know that metamorphic rock can originate from both igneous as well as sedimentary rocks. Then many questions are there, like blizzard is a local wind, we can say cool wind which is in the temperate region. What is a cyclone? Humidity. So cyclone, anticyclone, all these aspects we have to brush it up, we have to revise. At the moment it will be difficult to explain what is a cyclone or to explain in detail what is an anticyclone, but we know that the cyclone is a low pressure center and anticyclone is a high pressure center. Cyclones are associated with rising of air, anticyclones are associated with subsidence of air. Then cyclones mostly form along 10 to 30 degree north and 10 to 30 degree south latitude. Anticyclones mostly formed between along the 30 degree latitude. So here we have 30 degree north, 30 degree south, then we have 60 degree north, 60 degree south, 90 south, 90 north. So the high pressure zones are the 30 and the 90. So we can have anticyclones around 30 degree and anticyclones around 90 degree. Similar way we can have anticyclones around 30 degree south and anticyclones around 90 degree south. The 10 degree to 30 degree area is an area of tropical cyclones, and the 60 degree line is an area of temperate cyclones. So that's how we have to revise the things. Humidity is an important topic in geography. Specific humidity, relative humidity, absolute humidity. So if the relative humidity is high, then we can expect good rainfall in an area. Then there was a question about Sargasso Sea located. So from oceanography we can expect some ocean currents. From morphology we can expect the things that we can revise is plate tectonics, volcanism, earthquakes, folding, faulting, faulting, waves in an earthquake, primary waves, secondary waves, surface waves, which waves are very strong waves, etc., etc. So surface waves are very strong waves, not strong waves, you can say primary waves are very strong, but in terms of destruction, surface waves are very destructive in nature. All these things that we can, then from oceanography, ocean currents are important. So at least go through all the ocean currents in the 3 specific oceans of the world: Indian Ocean, Pacific Ocean and Atlantic Ocean. Suddenly they may ask you, where is Benguela current, where is Agulhas current, where is Californian current, Gulf Stream, Canary current, Brazil current. So that's how all these ocean currents can be revised. Any book, any notes, even atlases have description of these ocean currents. Then Sargasso Sea, many times UPSC has also asked, APSC may also ask that what is this Sargasso Sea, which part? So we know that Atlantic Ocean, in the northern part of Atlantic Ocean, there is this Gulf Stream which is moving, the Gulf Stream current. So it's a very strong current. So we have the Antilles current, Florida current, combined Gulf Stream, then Labrador is coming from this side, East Greenland current, which is a cold current coming from that side, then we have North Atlantic drift, then here we have the cold Canary current. So that's how this is a Gulf Stream circulation. It is a very strong water circulation in any ocean of the world. So because of this strong water circulation, the central part of the waters in the Atlantic Ocean gets locked up. এইখিনি এরিয়াত পানীটো অলপমান জমি যায় আৰু সেইকাৰণে এইখিনি এৰিয়াক সেইখিনি সাৰ্গাছম বুলি এটা উইড এটা জেনাৰেট হয়, তাতে গ্ৰো হয় নিজে নিজে, যেনেকৈ মেটেঙা যেনেকৈ গ্ৰো হয়, এলগাল গ্ৰোথ যেনেকৈ হয় ৰখি থকা পানীত, সেনেকৈ সেই পানীখিনি ৰখিটো নাথাকে বা ৰখি থকাৰ নিচিনা অলমষ্ট। চ' সেইকাৰণে সাৰ্গাছম বুলি এটা হেৰি গ্ৰো হয়, সেইকাৰণে এই এৰিয়াখিনিক সাৰ্গাছো চি বুলি কোৱা হয়। ফাইন। Strongest seismic waves, we can say in terms of destruction, that is the primary, the secondary and the surface waves. Then grasslands, also they may ask you, just go through all the grasslands of the world. The largest we know, temperate, if we talk about the steppes which are here. Then we have the prairies, the selvas, llanos, pampas of South America. We have the wells, downs, the savannas of Africa. So go through the grasslands, revise through the grasslands. There was a question, tropical grasslands of Africa are known as steppes, pampas, downs or savanna. So answer would be savanna. Which one of the following causes ozone depletion? So obviously ozone depletion, there was a discussion in the last decade till now about chlorination of the atmosphere. So chlorofluorocarbons that we had been using, the air conditioners using, the aerosols have been using. So it has been banned. CFCs have been banned, HCFCs have been banned. So chlorine is a major depleting gas, we can say, as far as ozone is concerned. Granite and basalt are examples of which type of rocks? So granite and basalt are typically igneous rocks. Sedimentary rocks are limestone, sandstone. How can the international dateline be explained in simple terms? So international dateline is the 180-degree meridian, we can say, because when from the 0-degree line we go either east or either west. So if you go from here 180-degree east or 180-degree west, then we reach the same line, that is 180-degree east and 180-degree west. When you join the map, when you join it, paste it together, then there is the same line. So that is called as international dateline. That is 180-degree longitude or 180-degree meridian. Then suppose we have a question on Gulf Stream. What is a Gulf Stream? So it is a warm current in the Atlantic Ocean, as we have just discussed. So go through all the major warm currents and cold currents of the world. oceans. Which of the following occupation does not belong to the primary sector of the economy? So, there are 3-4 sectors of the economy, that is the primary sector, secondary sector, tertiary and the quaternary or quinary sector. So, in the economic geography part, we talk about agriculture, mining, fishing. So, these all three are from the primary sector, in which we get things directly from the nature. Transport is a service sector. Then matching list 1 with list 2, that is Nile River, Amazon River, Mississippi River. So, that is one task that we can do, that we can go through the rivers of the world and India. Anywhere we can get it, even go through the just map, go through the main rivers of the world and main rivers of India, which country, which state it is passing through, which area it is passing through. So, we can have some fair idea about the rivers, and we can also locate some of the cities which are on the bank of ABCD, whichever river it is. There is a match the following can be. Other straits are also important in geography. Sometimes they may ask you, what are the important straits? What is a strait? Strait is a narrow water body that connects two large water bodies. Two large water bodies can be like seas, can be oceans usually. So, there are Bass Strait, Strait of Malacca. So, we have Bass Strait over here, we have Strait of Malacca between Malaysia, Indonesia, this part, and then we have the Bering Strait, which is between Alaska and the Kamchatka Peninsula of Russia. So, in between we have the Bering Strait. So, which strait separates USA from Russia? So, it is Bering Strait, which is here, which separates USA from Russia. That is a correct answer. So, almost all the straits that we can go through. Mixed farming refers to the cultivation of 2 or more crops, which is incorrect. Cultivation with modern techniques, that is also incorrect. Cultivate crops and keep livestock at the same farm. Cultivate cereals and horticulture at the same farm. So, mixed farming is nothing but cultivating crops and also keeping the livestock, animal husbandry plus farming. Truck farming is the market gardening, it is known as market gardening. Sericulture is silk rearing and production, and viticulture is of grapes. Fruit farming is horticulture. So, truck farming is actually market gardening, which is done mostly in the developed countries. Then factual questions may be asked, like largest tea exporter of the world. These are factual. Chota Nagpur Plateau in Jharkhand is famous for, options are oil deposits. There is no oil as such in Chota Nagpur Plateau. Mineral deposits, lac industry, plantation agriculture. So, obviously the answer is mineral deposits. Then we have one question was asked, like most of the precipitation in India is dash in nature, that is whether it is cyclonic, convectional, orographic or frontal. So, 4 types of rainfall we get, either by convection or by frontal or by orography or by cyclonic. So, in India we get mostly orographic rainfall, majorly caused by the presence of the Himalayas. Hydroelectric power project, Rawat Bhata, Trombe, Kudankulam, Narora, all these are examples of nuclear power plants in India, important nuclear power plants in India. So, power projects, what are the major hydel power projects? Thermal power projects, nuclear power projects, solar power projects, all these we can just go through for revision for the few days which are left. Then also like cyclones, Names of cyclones. What are these cyclones called? As in Indian Ocean, they are known as cyclones. In America, they are known as hurricanes, tornadoes. In the Philippines, they are known as baguio. In China Sea, South China Sea, East China Sea, they are known as the typhoon. In Japan, they are known as taifu. So these are some of the classifications. Willy Willy in New Zealand and Australia, they are known as Willy Willy. So the question was tropical cyclones in Philippines are known as, so the answer will be baguio. East flowing rivers and west flowing rivers. There was a question, which one of the following is not an east flowing river? So obviously Godavari, Mahanadi and Kaveri are east flowing rivers. Tapti is not an east flowing river, it's a west flowing river. Then which of the following states Hornbill festival is held? So we know that Nagaland is famous for Hornbill festival. Then such kind of questions can be asked of environment and forest, vegetation, wildlife. Panidihing bird sanctuary is located in which of the following districts of Assam? Code আছে Panidihing bird sanctuary. Jorhat option আছে, Golaghat আছে, Sibsagar আছে আৰু Dhemaji আছে. So Shivasagar is the correct answer, wherein the Panidihing wildlife sanctuary is located. So likewise, there will be mix of concepts and facts. Then we have few more questions like construction of Panama Canal in 1914 eliminated the long hazardous voyage. Panama Canal shortened the voyage between North America, South America, between stormy Atlantic Ocean, in the stormy Atlantic Ocean, round the Cape of Good Hope, round the stormy Cape Horn. So we know that this part is the Cape Horn, called as the southern part of Argentina. Then the southern tip of Africa, that is Cape of Good Hope, and we have Cape Comorin, that is Kanyakumari in India. So Panama Canal is here between North America and South America. There is no physical connectivity, but there is a man-made connectivity which has been made by digging up a canal called Panama Canal in this area. So that is connecting the Atlantic Ocean with Pacific Ocean, and it has shortened, or we can say it has eliminated the long hazardous voyage round the stormy Cape Horn. So the option will be D, that is round the stormy Cape Horn. Which one of the following represents the inner planets? So in terms of solar system also they may expand the horizon. So inner planets, outer planets that we study in geography. So up to Mars, that is the inner planet. Up to the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter, these planets, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, are inner planets. Then beyond that we have the outer planets, which are the gaseous planets or gas giants. Plate boundary between Indian plate and Eurasian plate. Obviously that is part of tectonics, so it is converging boundary, because of which Himalayas have got found. Highest cloud in the sky, so we have various clouds. We have majorly cirrus clouds, we have nimbus clouds, which are like cirrus clouds, which are like upper clouds. Then we have stratus clouds, then we have nimbus clouds, which are low clouds. So if somebody asks which is the highest cloud in the sky, then the answer will be A, that is cirrus clouds. The upward and downward movement of ocean water is known as, that is upward and downward movement of ocean water. The options were tide, wave, current, none of the above. So wave is usually movement of water in the from east to west or west to east direction. So it's movement of water horizontally, but vertically up and down movement of water, that will be called as tide. And the movement of water with a great speed in a specific direction, that will be called as a current. So the answer will be tide. The distance between Earth and Moon is minimum when the Moon is in the position of, so when the Moon is near the Earth, suppose this is the orbit of the Moon around the Earth. When the Moon is near the earth, that is known as perigee, and when the moon is far from the earth, that is known as apogee. Excuse me. In the similar manner, when the sun, with respect to the sun, when the earth is near the sun, that is known as perihelion, and this is known as aphelion. So many times they may ask you question about aphelion, perihelion, or apogee and perigee. So here the question was asked, the distance between the earth and the moon is minimum when the moon is in the position of, the answer will be perigee. Next, one more question will take it up, that is, which one of the following types of coal contains the highest percentage of carbon than the rest? So we have 4 important coal types of coal, that is anthracite, bituminous, lignite and peat. So in terms of hierarchy, anthracite contains more of carbon content, less of ash content. That's the best variety of coal, we can say, that is anthracite. Then we have bituminous, lignite and then peat. So which of the following types of coal contains higher percentage of carbon? The answer will be anthracite. Then the timber of which of the following tree is used for making cricket bats? So we have devdar, teak, sal, willow. So it always comes in the news about Kashmiri willows which are used for production of cricket bats. So we have English willows, we have Kashmiri willows. So willow is a tree from which is a very light timber that we get, even light wood that we get, which is very durable. So willow is used for making cricket bats. National waterway, there was a question about. So national waterway 1 is, that is Allahabad to Haldia. Then national waterway 2 is Swadhya to Dhubri, and national waterway 3 is Kottapuram to Kollam. So yellow revolution, so these are also many times asked about revolution. Yellow revolution, which is oil seeds. Then grey revolution, white revolution, red revolution. So all revolutions, just go through all the major revolutions in terms of production, agricultural production. Assam can be divided physiographically into, so Assam has importantly 3 physiographic divisions. There are 5 physiographic divisions that we study with respect to India. Desert we usually regard it as a part of the plain itself. So we have hills, the Himalayan mountains, the hills, then we have the plains, the peninsular plateau, the islands and the coastal plains of India. Northeast, Assam does not have coastal plain, we do not have any coastal connectivity. We don't have island, we have Majuli Island, which is a river island, but we don't have any tectonic or volcanic or coral island, oceanic island, which is a separate physiographic division. So we don't have island, we don't have coastal plains. We have 3 physiographic divisions. We have plains, which is the Brahmaputra plain and Barak plain, 2 plains are there. We have hills, Himalayan hills in the form of North Kachar hills, and then we have the plateau in the form of the Karbi plateau and the Rengma hills. So 3 physiographic divisions Assam has. Then there can be some factual questions like hub of bell metal industry in Assam. So we know that Horthebari in Assam is famous for bell metal production. Literacy rate of Assam, so there can be human geography wise, there can be certain questions about the literacy rate, per capita income, the population density, the sex ratio among the districts, which district is very large, which is very small, which is the largest, which is the smallest district, density of population, where it is highest, where it is smallest. All these statistics we can just revise. And hub of bell metal industry, that is Horthebari. Then we have literacy rate of Assam in the 2011 census, that is 72.19%. Then there was a question like Assam has 3 physiographic divisions, the valley of Brahmaputra and Barak, the Karbi plateau and North Kachar hills. Second statement was Naga thrust, Disang thrust and Dauki thrust are the examples of faults in northeast. Both are correct. Upper Brahmaputra Valley north, Upper Brahmaputra Valley south, Central Brahmaputra Valley, Lower Brahmaputra Valley, the hills and the Barak Valley are the agroclimatic regions of Assam. So here all will be correct. Then we have another factual question which is not a major cash crop of Assam. So we can say that jute is there in Assam, then cotton also we produce, not in a very large quantity but we do produce, then sugarcane also we produce, but coffee is not much produced in Assam. So we can say that which is not a major cash crop, so in that the answer will be coffee, which Assam does not produce as much. There was a question about Agulhas current. So we already said that all the currents of the oceans we need to revise once. Major current. So Agulhas current is in the Indian Ocean along the side of Madagascar. The line representing points of equal salinity in the ocean will be the isohaline line. Marble in India is mostly available obviously in Rajasthan. We do not have much marble in Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand and Tamil Nadu. Then the schemes are very important. That is, from transport geography we have the Udan scheme in terms of air, then in terms of seaports we have the Sagarmala project, Setu Samudram project which has been abandoned for now, and then the Bharatmala project, all these important. So all the major highway projects, National Highway Development Programs phase 1, 2, 3, 4 have been clubbed together under the Bharatmala project. The Golden Quadrilateral, East-West corridor, North-South corridor, all have been clubbed under the single project, that is Bharatmala project. So there was a question about the ambitious scheme of connecting the remote areas of Himalayan state is proposed under, connecting the remote areas of Himalayan states is proposed under the Bharatmala project, which is the main focus is to connect the Himalayan states, the border countries, the northern borders countries starting from Rajasthan, Punjab, then Haryana, then Himachal Pradesh, Jammu Kashmir, then Sikkim, Uttar Pradesh, the Tarai region, then Uttarakhand, then Himachal Pradesh, then Uttarakhand, then Uttar Pradesh, then Sikkim, then Arunachal Pradesh. That's how up to Nagaland, Manipur, Nagaland, Manipur and Mizoram. So to connect the Himalayan states, that was the main ambitious program. So this is how we can prepare in terms of geography. As I said, physical geography and human geography, we have two parts. So get your doubts clear with respect to the physical geography part, and then also go to the human geography part, which is more factual. Physical is more conceptual. Major peaks of northeast, what are the major peaks? You will get all these information in the Tahir and Ahmed book of Assam geography and northeast geography. Then the deserts of the world, important deserts of the world we can go through. Which desert is lying in which continent or which country? Some of the tribes of northeast we can go through. Which part of Assam has which tribes? What is a major tribal group of Assam in terms of population, etc. Then there was a question about arranging the hills as per the general alignment from north to south. So Patkai Hills, Mizo Hills, Naga Hills, Manipur. So obviously from north to south there will be Patkai Hills, then we will have Naga Hills, then we will have Manipur Hills, and finally we will have the Mizo Hills. Then there was a question about arranging the three major zones of northern plains according to their fertility, Bhabar, Tarai and alluvial plains. So we know that alluvial plains are very, very fertile. Tarai is a bit swampy area, damp area, so fertility is not so much, and Bhabar is very infertile. Karbi Anglong Plateau is an extension. We know that not only Karbi Plateau, the Meghalaya Plateau is an extension of the Peninsular Plateau of India through Bangladesh. So the Karbi Plateau, we can say, is an extension of the Peninsular Plateau, not the Shivaliks, not the eastern hills. There was a question on transhumans. So we know that there are two types of transhumans. There is a vertical transhumans and there is a horizontal transhumans. Suppose there is a hill, and if in that hill during winters, what happens is the people come down. During winter, the people come downwards, and in the summer months, because of heat in the lower valley, people go up. So there is a that is called as vertical transhumance. And also there is something called a horizontal transhumance, wherein people move either towards the east or towards the west, or they can move towards the north or towards the south. So if in the winter season, in the northern winters, the people in the Siberian region, they come a bit down towards the taiga regions, the steppes, and in the summer season, these people they go towards the north. So just go through all these tribes, that which tribe follows what type of transhumance. What are karevas? So we know that karevas are the lacustrine deposits within the Himalayan ranges. So when the rivers were flowing, we know that these rivers are antecedent rivers, the Ganga, Brahmaputra, Indus system. They have been flowing in this area much before the Himalayas have come into being. So when the Himalayas came up, they stopped the river, they tried to stop the river started cutting through these hills. And all of a sudden when they were stopped, they did stop, and then they did deposit the sediments that they have been carrying all along their journey in those areas, along the valley areas. So these deposits are known as karevas in Kashmir, and they are very fertile deposits. So karevas of Kashmir are very good for production of saffron. So what are karevas? The options are marshy lands in Rann of Kutch, which is not correct. Thick deposits of glacial clay in Kashmir, Himalayas, useful for cultivation of saffron, that is saffron. So the answer will be B. They are on marshy grasslands in the outer foothills, and they are not at all coral deposits of Lakshadweep. Then we have, let's take a few more questions, like in which type of rocks are coal and petroleum are found. So we know that granite is a very hard rock. Igneous rocks are again these are lava, magmatic in origin. Metamorphic rocks are also very hard rock. They form the base rocks. Sedimentary rocks are those which have been formed in layers, deposition of sediments in layer by layer. So it is the dead plants and animal remains which get trapped within the layers of the sedimentary rocks, and which get fossilized over a period of time, and the oil gas gets oozed out from their body and remains trapped within the rocks. So petroleum products, coal, gas, usually we find in the sedimentary rocks upon a metamorphic bed. So next, suppose let me take up this question, which is which of the following three rivers of Peninsula India have the Amarkantak region as their source. So from Amarkantak region, which rivers are flowing? That should be Narmada, which is moving from Amarkantak Plateau, then Son, and then Mahanadi. Then Palghat Gap, these are also many times asked in UPSC also, APSC also. We can expect that the gaps of the passes of Himalayas. What are the major passes in Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland? Just go through the list. Where is Bumla? Where is Bomdila? Where is Lanakla? Where is Shipkila? Where is Nathula? So these are the passes of Himalayas, Jozila, Khardungla, all these. And the passes of Western Ghats are known as gaps. So we have Borthakur Gap, we have Palghat Gap, we have Shenkota Gap, and here they have asked about the Palghat Gap, which is in Kerala. So Palghat Gap connects Kochi with Chennai. So major rail route and major road route is passing through the Palghat Gap to connect Kochi with Chennai. So Bombay High oil fields are located on which one of the following submarine relief features? We know that when we talk about ocean bottom topography, the first less deep area, that is a continental shelf, then we have continental slope, then rise, and then the ocean floor. So usually the plants and animals which are completely adrift to the sea, they got accumulated in the shelf area. So continental shelf has lot of like we have Krishna Godavari basin also we have discovered oil now. So the Bombay High oil fields are located on which of the following submarine reliefs? So the answer will be continental shelf. Bombay High is a continental shelf. Which foreign country is closest to Andaman and Andaman Islands? That is Andaman Nicobar Islands. So Sri Lanka is obviously not. So it is Indonesia, because Myanmar is nowhere there to be seen, and Pakistan is on the opposite side. So Indonesia is nearest. So location, so this also we can revise that India, nearby neighborhood, which countries are there. If there is a place which is in news, suppose in Ukraine is there in news, so nearby Ukraine you can just locate it on the map. Which other countries are there? Where is Poland? Where is Belarus? All these countries. Where is Georgia? You can just see on the map. Consider the following relief features: Zaskar Range, Dhauladhar Range, Ladakh Range, Karakoram Range. Correct northward sequence. So we know that this sequence is again quite important, because so from south to north, we have the Dhauladhar, which is in the southernmost part. Dhauladhar. Then we have Pir Panjal. Then we have Zaskar. Then we have Ladakh. And beyond this side, we have the Karakoram. So we have Dhauladhar, we have Pir Panjal, Zaskar, Ladakh, and then Karakoram. So the correct northward sequence, that is from south to north, that will be Dhauladhar first. There is 2. Then we have after that we'll have Pir Panjal. We don't have an option. We have Zaskar, that is 1, and then we have Ladakh, and then we have the Karakoram. So option will be A. So these things we can easily fetch marks. Cyclones frequently occur along Bay of Bengal, along Bengal, Odisha, and Andhra Pradesh coast. So we know that cyclones are mostly occurring along this side as compared to this side. That is, the eastern states of India are mostly affected by cyclones as compared to the western states. This reason we have to go back to Indian Ocean Dipole, because according to Indian Ocean Dipole, we know that in the eastern Indian Ocean there is low pressure, and in the western Indian Ocean there is high pressure. So because there is low pressure in the eastern Indian Ocean, usually the low pressure center develops, that is a cyclone develops in the eastern Indian Ocean, that is Bay of Bengal. And after originating in Bay of Bengal, the winds are moving from east to west. So accordingly, the eastern states of India are more affected by cyclonic depressions. So here the options where the coastline is heavily indented in this region. Low pressure conditions in northwestern India result in the creation of depression. That is also a reason, obviously. The high pressure conditions in the Mediterranean Sea result in creation of depression. The Andaman Sea is not correct. Heavy rainfall in these regions generates strong winds conditions. So obviously here the answer will be B, because other options are not correct. The coastline is not heavily indented. Indented coast means zigzag. So we know that in India the western coast is more indented as compared to the eastern coast. Eastern coast is more straight coast. Correct. So that's how we can prepare. I don't want to make a long session today because people will be busy with their studies, and at the moment it's better not to talk much. Go through, revise whatever you have done. Don't take up new books, don't buy new books, don't take up new topics for studying. Whatever you have doubts, just let us know, and if you are revising, so revise properly, and current affairs, the current related things, focus more on those aspects. Factual aspects also go through as much facts as you can gather from prelims point of view in terms of agriculture, agricultural crops, kharif crop, rabi crop, horticultural crop, floricultural crop, all these things. Tourism, because Assam is giving more emphasis on tourism. River linking project, that is also important. Port connectivity, inland water connectivity, forest wildlife is always important. Regarding production in Assam in terms of industrial production also, that tea industry in Assam, tea varieties, etc. You can go through. Climate, what are the major two types of climates? So two types of monsoon seasons, southeast monsoon, northeast monsoon. All these things that you can prepare from geography's point of view, and these are from Assam related, geographical area, boundary, as I said already, and then the conceptual things like cyclones, anticyclones, volcanoes, earthquakes. Monsoon is very important. I hope everybody has studied properly what is monsoon. Jet stream, what is Bordeaux-Silla, how is it connected to jet stream, what does jet stream do, all these things we can revise. That's all for today. Thank you all the best to all of you. Thank you.